to be, and in fact I tried to be invisible and have this name called Politics in Rome, but it didn't work out like that because people wanted to know who was behind it. My background before I started this was from a big Irish family with a father who's trading unionist, and they always talked about politics and down to the Tories, and I knew where I came from. I've worked for an MP, a Labour MP, Claire Short, absolutely a feminist, apparently. And then we did a lot of political research, freelance. But 2 years ago, I decided to do something that I'd always wanted to do, which was to make Birmingham City Council, Erin Brockovich style, accountable to the people. Not much to do there. It's only a tiny little organisation, the largest local authority in Europe. We spent about £10 million on a website. So I started with a website, started looking at information and the way they presented it to the public, which was outrageous. Anything really important to the people is buried within. Even the officers in the council don't know where to find it. So I didn't know what Twitter was. I'd heard about it, and I'm too old to use Twitter according to my kids, so not having that one. So I set up a little Twitter called Politics in Birmingham, but my partner, who's much more intelligent than me, said no, you have to call it Politics in Birmingham. And I love that juxtaposition between the sort of seriousness of politics and then brum, which is a disparaging word for us people who live in Birmingham. So it's now become common parlance in the council. They call everything brum. Even the newsroom, brum newsroom. It's fabulous. So I set up the Twitter, and very quickly I had a lot of followers, and I started to do things like look at council meetings, see when they were happening, and put the dates and the times and the room, and say open to the public. And then I was getting little messages from the newsroom saying people already know that. But they didn't know it because it's buried within 5 pages too. So it was very simplistic initially. Initially it was about putting information out. Then I started looking at expenditure over £500 in the council. Fabulous! If you did a matrix of people getting the money and contracts and who councillors are and who councillors work for, you start to see the depth and complexity of corruption within the local authority. And I say that with no reservation. So then my brain started whirling, and I start doing FOIs. I don't really know how I'm doing them, but I'm a good writer. So précis and brevity is everything. And started putting the FOIs up, and then numbers started following, and councillors and MPs and media. But most important to me, people in Birmingham. And they were not just people who liked me, because they didn't know me, and they don't like my politics. A lot of people don't like me, but they're still interested. So then we were having a debate in Birmingham about whether we're having a mayor. Well, no one was asking people, so I did. I set up 4 neutral debates about, and looking back I don't know how I did it now, but I was a bit obsessed, which you have to be. I don't see barriers. I went to the Hyatt Hotel and I asked them to give me their ballroom symphony. I said, for free, and you'll get £20,000 worth of media exposure, which they did, because I've got television there and radio and all these people. We had 4 amazing debates. The other 3 were in community venues where nobody was interested in talking to people. And Birmingham didn't want a mayor because they didn't understand the current system, so why would they vote for a change? So that was a very interesting journey, and along the way, what's just come before is absolutely right. It's all about relationships and not being pompous and not thinking you're better than anybody else. I don't think I'm better than councillors, most of the time. And I don't think they're not better than me and I'm not better than them, but we're equal. And because I equalise that relationship in my head, it's easy. I'm not in any way intimidated whatsoever by the process or the theatre of it all. So I'm happy to approach anybody, whether it's in writing, on the phone, email, text. So I think that changes the power balance dramatically. I also decided I wanted to join the press table. That was my most... I don't want you to think this has been easy. It has not been easy. It's been really demanding of me to be the formidable woman I really am, which is quite hard to do all the time. But I make myself do it, and it gets easier all the time. It's much easier to think, oh, I can't do that. That's a bit... They won't like that. No, they don't like it. So I wrote to the chief exec and said, I'd like to join the press at the press table. And he wrote back to me, I don't think so. So I said, I do. Here's a letter from him. You know, the fat man who likes biscuits, who spends more on biscuits than we do on feeding our children. So he said, okay, that's fine. So he let me in. Thanks, Stephen. And the media, which we don't have in Birmingham, we've got a very weak media. They don't report municipal events. People don't know what's going on in the council. And I see that gap, and I've taken it for myself, and it's lovely. You can do it too, I promise you. I can franchise this. So I go to council meetings and I contemporaneously, my favourite word, put out what they're saying and doing in the council chamber. And yes, there are reports over the next week dribbling out from the media, from one journalist who's a lovely guy but is overworked, so lots of stuff gets missed. So I did that. Then I thought, oh, I like this. I'll go to the election counts, which I did do. They put me in the corner on my own on the table with a little piece of paper saying blogger. Blogger? I don't write bloody blogs. I've never written a blog. And then I was being interviewed by the BBC. It was all about me being in the room. It was quite interesting how it turned. And the greatest thing was that the council's website crashed. So all the results from that night came out from me. And I became famous. I earned a lot of money. I didn't. And it didn't happen. So I went to the election count, and then so that was quite an exciting year. And then the election for this year was for police commissioner. I decided not to run debates because it's too much work, and I let other people do all the hard work. But I did go to the count, and it was all very interesting. Now I'm official. I get badges, I get given my own table, I get given water, and I get invited to everything behind the scenes. And I'm allowed into the council chamber to have dinner and tea with the councillors. And so the relationships are there for me to milk and exploit for my purposes. And that's what they're doing to us there all the time. And I have no compunction about it. They know I know they know. Apparently I've got where I have, according to the leader of Birmingham City Council, because I'm pretty. I heard this through the grapevine from the Deputy Police Commissioner, who's a woman herself. And I was slightly enraged, and I said, it's not true anyway, because look, it's nothing to do with it. It's about how you conduct yourself with people and how you treat individuals. So that's how that came about. So now I go to planning, and I unearth all their planning scandals, and I discovered that the chair of planning, a Conservative unfortunately, who's a bit like the Major in 40 Towers, was secretly recording planning with a recording machine, while saying to everybody, okay everyone, you just turn your all recording equipment off, cameras and phones. And I used to wave my phone and say, I'm tweeting. Oh, we know that. Okay, so I discovered through the grapevine that he had a recording machine, and this was after the election had changed. The control of the chair of planning was now Labour. So I complained about him, and there was a major investigation and all sorts of hoo-ha, but it's okay because he's not going to do it again. He didn't mean to do it for 3 hours a week for 18 months because he's a planning consultant and it's very useful. So anyway, they're very corrupt, and that's just the fact. So out of this, I've now got excellent relationships with Birmingham City University online journalism students, broadcast journalism and international broadcast, and I go in and work with the students, and some of them are coming to work with me. So my arms will finally be a little lighter because I'm getting some support. And I'm running a major child poverty conference in Birmingham because the council don't want to do it, and I do. And I asked them to do it with me, and they said, write the proposal and we'll let you know. And then they sat on it, and then I said, I'm doing it without you. And we haven't got the date yet, I haven't decided, because I'm in charge. The date keeps changing like the council, but no, it's not changing it. So it's been a very invigorating journey, and I've made a lot of friends, and the good thing out of it is they nominated me to the Guardian for a public policy, a public service award, the council themselves. What a joke, they hate me. But they can't deal with me, and I know that, and so I behave very well when I'm in there, but they know that it's about pushing. But I think it's all for the common good. It's actually for my good, it's because it unearths information for people. And off the back of this, we have great social events, curry evenings and debates and get-togethers and lots of alcohol, which is wonderful. And I've met lots of brilliant people, and it's not just me. A lot of other people give me information, support me, and like it. But next year is going to be interesting when we have the elections, because I really see it as a platform for opening up who the candidates are and what are they really offering. And also I would be very happy to support independent candidates. How much longer have I got?
I gave you this.
Right. The one twist that's happened, and I was explaining this to Andrew, it's not all sweetness in life, because somebody suddenly set up another Twitter account attacking me 2 weeks ago called, you'll love this, Pissed in Brum. And as we were talking about the difficulties, this is the flip side that's come off the back of this. It was very abusive, full of sexual connotation, including me apparently masturbating over the trailer, which is nothing. And that content really upset me, angered me more than upset me. But because I'm a pragmatist, I just screenshot everything and then contacted a barrister I know. And I'm friends with the head of counter-terrorism in Birmingham, so we're going to get the Twitter archive and identify who in the press of this, because I know who did it. And it's misogyny at its worst, because I'm one woman, and so I was bound to be a target. So yes, you still have to have your armour on, and it's difficult every day. We keep doing it.
I was about to say, did you not get witch hunted? I don't want to use that word.
Yeah, but no, I think there's definitely a ripple when I walk in the room, and they say things in committees like, "Oh, she's here." Okay, I go, "Hi." It's okay, I won't take any photos. So that's it. If anybody wants to ask any questions.
Thank you, Pauline.
If that's okay. So if I can welcome Val Walker to the front.
Okay.
Thank you.
Personal and political, something I've thought about for an awfully long time until I've been